This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. CDK Global faces multi-million-dollar ransom demand after cyberattack. A group claiming responsibility for hacking software company CDK Global is demanding tens of millions of dollars in ransom. CDK, which provides software to car dealerships in North America, is considering paying the ransom, though discussions are ongoing. The hackers, believed to be based in Eastern Europe, have been behind the cyberattack that has persisted for 3 days, causing disruptions in software tools and operations at car dealerships nationwide. CDK took most of its systems offline as a precaution for customers, then restored some later that day, before shutting them down again due to another cyberattack. The company is actively working to assess the impact and is seeking advice from external experts while keeping the majority of systems offline for customer protection. There is no clear timeline provided for the restoration of systems, with dealerships still experiencing problems with CDK software as of Friday. CDK Global collaborates with over 15,000 retail locations in North America, offering cloud-based software for vehicle management, sales, financing, repairs, and maintenance. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. COVID-19 summer surge. Rising cases and new variants in the U.S. A summer wave of COVID-19 infections is hitting the United States earlier this year, according to federal data. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, estimates that no states or territories are experiencing a decrease in COVID-19 cases, and in fact that infections are actually on the rise in approximately 30 states and territories. The western states have seen the fastest increase in virus indicators, and levels of virus detections in wastewater are reaching high-risk levels. Emergency room visits from COVID-19 patients in the western region are at their worst since early February. 2 new variants, KP.3 and LB1, are spreading across the country and are displacing the KP.2 variant, which was dominant last month, and now accounts for approximately 25% of new cases nationwide, making it currently the most prevalent strain in the country. However, LB the 1st of May soon overtake KP.3 in terms of prevalence at the current rate. The CDC has begun tracking the rise of KP.3 and LB1 and their potential impact. Early lab data from Japan suggests that LB the 1st of May be able to spread faster due to a specific mutation. Historically, COVID-19 cases have peaked around August. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Mass shooting at Fordyce Mad Butcher. 3 dead, 10 injured. 3 people were killed and 10 wounded in a mass shooting outside a grocery store in Fordyce, Arkansas. The incident occurred at the Mad Butcher grocery store around 11:30 a.m. local time. 2 law enforcement officers were among the injured, but their conditions are not life-threatening. Arkansas State Police responded to the scene after receiving reports of the shooting. A video clip from the incident shows a man in the parking lot armed with a shotgun firing at officers, who returned fire. The shooter, identified as 44-year-old Travis Eugene Posey, was critically injured and arrested at the scene and is now facing 3 counts of capital murder. The situation is secure and there are no active threats to the community. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders expressed her condolences and praised the quick response of law enforcement and first responders. The Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is providing assistance in the investigation. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Heatwave Havoc. Power outages and record temps across the U.S. A relentless heatwave continues to scorch most of the United States, with record-breaking temperatures expected in numerous areas. The Midwest, Ohio, Indiana, the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, and some western states are all being affected by the steamy conditions, leading to heat and excessive heat warnings and advisories. Idaho has reported its first heat-related deaths of the year, with 2 individuals in their 60s succumbing to the extreme temperatures. Millions of residents across the country have been disrupted by the unusually high temperatures, with power outages in Michigan leaving thousands without electricity. Utility crews are working to restore power, but the intense heat is making their efforts more challenging. The United States experienced the most heat waves in 2020 since 1936, resulting in over 2,300 deaths. Other weather-related issues have also arisen, such as flooding in northern Minnesota and the rescue of stranded campers in South Dakota. With little relief expected in the coming days, several events have been postponed due to the extreme heat. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Nevada judge dismisses Trump Elector case, jurisdiction issues and implications. A Nevada judge has dismissed the case against 6 Republicans who falsely submitted certificates declaring Donald Trump the winner of the 2020 election, citing jurisdictional issues. The judge ruled that the case should have been filed in another county. The Republicans face charges of offering a false instrument for filing and uttering a forged instrument, which carry a maximum sentence of 9 years in prison. The defendants argued that the meeting of Trump electors occurred more than 400 miles from Las Vegas in Carson City, making Clark County the wrong jurisdiction. The state plans to appeal the judge's decision to the state Supreme Court immediately, but the statute of limitations may prevent the case from being refiled elsewhere. The cases against Republicans in other states are not affected by this ruling. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Oilers force historic Game 7 against Panthers. The Edmonton Oilers have forced a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final after defeating the Florida Panthers 5-1 in Game 6. Leon Draisaitl played a key role in the victory, setting up Warren Foegele's early goal. Adam Henrique and Zach Hyman also scored in the second period to contribute to the Oilers' win. This marks the first time since 1945 that a team has tied the final after falling behind 3-0 in the series. The Oilers now have the opportunity to join the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs as the only NHL teams to come all the way back from that deficit to win the Stanley Cup. Connor McDavid, who has been instrumental in the Oilers' playoff run, did not record a point or put a shot on net in this game. However, Draisaitl, his teammate from Germany, stepped up with a strong performance. The Oilers will now prepare for the decisive Game 7 in Sunrise, Florida. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Montana momentum. Planned Parenthood's push for abortion rights. A proposed amendment to enshrine abortion rights in Montana's constitution is moving closer to appearing on the November 2024 ballot. Montanans Securing Reproductive Rights, led by Planned Parenthood Advocates of Montana, has gathered around 117,000 signatures of registered voters, far exceeding the required amount needed to move forward with their ballot proposal. The group also met the requirement of having signatures from at least 10% of registered voters in 40 of Montana's 100 state house districts, which was seen as a difficult hurdle in the conservative-leaning state. The amendment, called C-128, would establish the right to make decisions about one's own pregnancy, including the right to abortion, and protect access to abortion before fetal viability, typically around the 24th week of pregnancy. State and county officials have until July 19 to verify the signatures, and if approved, the measure will be certified for the November ballot. Enshrining abortion rights in the state constitution would make it more challenging for lawmakers to restrict access to abortion in the future. This development reflects a broader trend across several states, where organizers are seeking to safeguard abortion rights through citizen-led ballot initiatives. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Supreme Court upholds federal gun ban for domestic abusers in 8-1 decision. The Supreme Court has upheld a federal law prohibiting individuals subjected to domestic violence restraining orders from possessing firearms. The ruling, which came in an 8-1 vote, supports the Biden administration's defense of the law. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that the provision fits within the nation's tradition of preventing individuals who threaten physical harm to others from misusing firearms. The decision is seen as a step back from the court's recent endorsement of a broad right to possess a gun. Attorney General Merrick Garland welcomed the ruling, stating it protects victims by keeping firearms out of the hands of dangerous individuals. The decision has exposed divisions among justices on the gun rights issue, with 5 justices writing separate concurring opinions. The ruling is likely to impact future gun cases, several of which are currently pending. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Tirzepatide breakthrough. Eli Lilly's drug shows promise for sleep apnea management. A recent study has discovered that Tirzepatide, a well-known drug for weight loss, may have the potential to aid in the management of sleep apnea. The research, detailed in the New England Journal of Medicine, involved adults who had both obesity and moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea. Results from the study revealed that Tirzepatide led to a reduction in the severity of sleep apnea symptoms, including interruptions in breathing. It notably decreased the apnea-hypopnea index, as well as body weight and blood pressure, while enhancing overall sleep quality for the patients. Participants who were administered the drug experienced a significant decrease in the frequency of sleep apnea episodes, ranging from approximately 50% to almost 60%, compared to just 10% in those who received a placebo. The manufacturer of Tirzepatide, Eli Lilly and Company, funded the study and has requested the FDA to approve the drug for the treatment of moderate to severe sleep apnea in overweight and obese individuals. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. FBI raid on Oakland Mayor Sheng, campaign finance investigation. Oakland Mayor Sheng attorney Tony Brass has described the FBI's search warrant execution at her home as bad optics. Brass stated that Mayor Thao is ready to cooperate fully with federal investigators and has nothing to hide. The FBI raided Thao's home early Thursday morning, with agents carrying boxes and envelopes out of the house. The reason for the raid remains unclear, but a law enforcement source suggests it may be related to possible campaign finance violations. Mayor Thao has been a no-show at public events since the raid, and her office directed questions to her attorney. City Administrator Justin Johnson is currently responsible for Oakland's day-to-day operations. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. NASA delays Boeing's Starliner return over propulsion issues. NASA has announced that it is delaying the return of the Starliner spacecraft to Earth from June 26 to an unspecified time in July. The decision comes after meetings to review the readiness of the spacecraft, developed by Boeing, to bring NASA astronauts back. Engineers have been studying data from the spacecraft's flight to the International Space Station and have identified issues with the vehicle's propulsion system and thruster performance. NASA officials have stated that they are taking their time to review the data and ensure the safety of the astronauts during the return journey. While the extended stay of the Starliner on the space station allows for more data collection on long-duration missions, the spacecraft is only rated for a 45-day stay, which began on June 6. There is no confirmed return date yet, but it is expected to be after July 4, with the suspect being critically injured. Despite the setbacks, NASA officials remain optimistic about the mission's eventual success. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Sha'Carri Richardson shines at U.S. Olympic track and field trials. Sha'Carri Richardson has started her campaign to qualify for the Olympics on a strong note. She advanced to the semifinals of the U.S. Olympic track and field trials, after finishing first in the women's 100 meters opening round with a time of 10.88. Despite a shaky start and a loose shoelace, Richardson remained composed and focused on running her race. The semifinals and final of the women's 100 are scheduled for Saturday. With a season-best time of 10.83, Richardson is considered a strong contender for the Olympic title. She is vying to reach the Olympics for the first time in her career after being suspended for 1 month due to a positive test for THC. Richardson's performance and determination make her a top athlete to watch at the trials. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Amazon's remarkable Alexa overhaul. Generative AI and subscription plans. Amazon is planning a major revamp of its decade-old Alexa service, aiming to add conversational generative AI features and a potential monthly subscription fee. The project, codenamed Banyan, would be the first major overhaul of Alexa since its introduction in 2014. Amazon has dubbed the new voice assistant Remarkable Alexa. The upgraded Remarkable Alexa version is in development, with a target completion date of August. The premium version could execute more complex tasks, such as writing and sending emails and ordering food delivery with a single command. It would also remove the need for users to repeatedly say "Alexa" during interactions and provide greater personalization. The envisioned premium version could cost either $5 or $10 per month. Amazon is also aiming to supercharge home automation through Alexa, allowing users to control devices with voice commands. However, these plans are all subject to change or cancellation depending on the progress of Project Banyan. Ultimately, the company hopes the integration of AI will encourage customers to seek more personalized and proactive shopping assistance from Alexa. Amazon is aiming to compete with rivals in generative AI, such as Google and Microsoft. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Hollywood mourns Taylor Wiley. Star of Hawaii Five-0 passes at 56. Taylor Wiley, a renowned actor known for his roles in Hawaii Five-0 and Forgetting Sarah Marshall, has passed away at the age of 56. Born Taylor Tuli, Wiley initially pursued a career as a professional sumo wrestler and mixed martial arts fighter before transitioning to acting. He gained widespread recognition for his portrayal of Kamakona Tupola on Hawaii Five-0, a character who evolved from a shrimp truck vendor to a trusted informant and entrepreneur. Wiley's charisma on and off-screen earned him a special place in the hearts of fans and colleagues alike. His death was confirmed by his friend and Hawaii Five-0 producer Peter M. Lenkov, who expressed deep sorrow and gratitude for the time they shared. The cause and location of his death are currently unknown. Wiley's death is a loss to the entertainment industry, and his contributions to television will be remembered. Wiley is survived by his wife Halona and 2 children. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Guilty verdict. David DePape's hammer assault on Paul Pelosi. A California jury has found David DePape guilty on all charges in the state trial over the hammer attack against Paul Pelosi, following his federal conviction for the 2022 assault, prosecutors said. DePape, 44, was charged with false imprisonment of an elder by violence or menace, residential burglary, threatening a family member of a public official, dissuading a witness by force or threat, and aggravated kidnapping, which carries a life sentence without parole. The sentencing will be scheduled at a later date. DePape's public defender expressed disappointment with the verdict and argued that his client was wrapped up in conspiracy theory-type situations. During the trial, the judge dismissed 3 other charges DePape initially faced, including attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon, after the defense argued that the counts fell under double jeopardy following the defendant's federal conviction for the attack against Nancy Pelosi's husband. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Israeli strikes on Gaza camps, 25 dead. ICRC condemns attacks. Israeli forces have shelled tent camps for displaced Palestinians, killing at least 25 people and wounding another 50, according to health officials and emergency workers in the Gaza Strip. This latest attack comes after an Israeli bombing last month triggered a deadly fire in a camp for displaced Palestinians, drawing international outrage. Witnesses reported that Israeli forces fired a second volley that killed people who had come out of their tents. The International Committee of the Red Cross (ICRC) condemned the firing of high-caliber projectiles near their field hospital in Rafah. The ICRC reported that the hospital was flooded with casualties, including 22 dead and 45 wounded. Israel says it is targeting Hamas fighters and infrastructure, and blames the large number of civilian casualties on militants operating among the population. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Tensions rise. Russia-North Korea pact, South Korea activism, and UN warnings. South Korea has summoned the Russian ambassador to protest a new defense pact between Russia and North Korea. The pact, signed by Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, vows mutual defense assistance if either country is attacked. This development has heightened tensions between North Korea and South Korea, with the latter considering providing arms to Ukraine in response. The pact has also drawn criticism from the United Nations, with Secretary-General Antonio Guterres warning that any relationship between Russia and North Korea must abide by UN Security Council sanctions. South Korean activists have launched balloons carrying anti-North Korean propaganda materials, which Pyongyang vehemently opposes. In response, North Korea has launched balloons filled with trash, causing damage in South Korea. The two countries have also resumed Cold War-style psychological warfare along their border, with South Korea broadcasting anti-North Korean propaganda through military loudspeakers. The situation has escalated tensions between the Koreas, with North Korea deploying large numbers of soldiers to the border and South Korea observing signs of North Korea installing its own speakers at the border. The South Korean military has also fired warning shots to repel North Korean soldiers who briefly crossed the border. The Russian ambassador to South Korea, Georgy Zinoviev, was summoned by Vice Foreign Minister Kim Hong-kian to protest the pact. Zinoviev promised to convey Seoul's concerns to his superiors in Moscow. The South Korean government has also held phone calls with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa to discuss the pact and its implications for regional peace and stability. The situation remains volatile, with both sides exchanging threats and engaging in psychological warfare. The United States has also expressed concern over the pact, with a State Department spokesperson calling it a serious threat to peace and stability in the region. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024, Heatwave tragedy at Hajj. Lives lost and lessons for future pilgrimages. Nearly 500 confirmed fatalities have been reported from a recent heatwave during the Hajj pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia. The true death toll could be more than double that number. At least 14 Malaysians, 165 Indonesians, 75 Jordanians, 35 Pakistanis, 49 Tunisians, 11 Iranians, and 98 Indians have been reported dead. The U.S. State Department also confirmed that multiple U.S. citizens died during the pilgrimage. The death toll is expected to rise further, as official figures from Saudi Arabia and Egypt have not yet been released. In addition to the deaths, thousands more have been treated for heat stroke. The Saudi government has taken some preventative measures to address the rising temperatures, including planting trees, distributing water and umbrellas, implementing heat-reflective pavement, providing cooling stations along the official route, and urging pilgrims to use umbrellas and to stay hydrated. Despite these efforts, the heat has still taken a significant toll on many of the pilgrims, due to this year's pilgrimage taking place in dangerously high temperatures of up to 49 degrees Celsius, 120 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Hindujas face Swiss jail sentences over employee exploitation. The Hindujas, the UK's wealthiest family, could be facing jail terms of around 4 years in Switzerland after a judge found them guilty of exploiting their Indian employees at their Geneva villa. The court branded the Hindujas as selfish and accused them of meting out inhuman treatment to their staff, who were brought from India to work as domestic help. While they were acquitted of the more serious charge of human trafficking, Prakash and Kamal Hinduja were sentenced to a 4-year and 6-month jail term, and their son Ajay and his wife Namrata were given 4-year terms each. Prosecutors alleged that the family paid their staff less than a tenth of the wage mandated by Swiss law, confiscated their passports, and rarely allowed them outside the villa. The Hindujas, whose fortune is estimated to be around $47 billion, have denied the allegations and have filed an appeal in a higher court, disputing the verdict and claiming the prosecution aimed to target the family unfairly. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Ancient maritime mastery. 3,300-year-old shipwreck discovered by Israel Antiquities Authority. The discovery of a 3,300-year-old shipwreck off the coast of Israel has redefined ancient maritime history. The ship, dating back to the Late Bronze Age, was found approximately 56 miles off the northern coast of Israel, at a depth of over 5,900 feet. This find is significant because it suggests that ancient mariners had developed far more sophisticated navigation techniques than previously believed. The ship's location, far from land, indicates that seafarers of the era possessed advanced navigational skills, as indicated by their ability to traverse the oceans using celestial navigation. The ship is believed to have met its demise due to a storm or an encounter with pirates. The Israel Antiquities Authority, IAA, retrieved 2 of the amphorae jugs, believed to have been used by the Canaanite people, which will be displayed this summer at the National Campus for the Archaeology of Israel in Jerusalem. This is the news for today, Friday, June 21, 2024. Spotify's new basic plan. Cheaper music, no audiobooks. Spotify has introduced a new basic paid plan priced at $10.99 per month, which excludes access to audiobooks. This new plan allows users to enjoy ad-free music playback without the added cost of audiobook listening time. Previously, the lowest tier plan automatically included access to audiobooks, but now subscribers have the option to opt out and save money. The $11.99 standard premium individual plan still includes ad-free playback and 15 hours of audiobook listening time. The new basic plan brings Spotify's pricing in line with Apple Music, which also charges $10.99 per month for its base music subscription. Other pricing tiers, such as duo and family plans, remain unchanged. Spotify's existing $9.99 per month plan still offers 15 hours of audiobook listening with ad-supported music.